What's up, guys? Welcome back to the shop. Welcome back to the channel. This is day 13 of the 30 days with BRG. So first things first, I want to wish everybody a happy new year, and I hope 2025 brings you everything you could ever imagine. So let's keep on pace. Let's quit talking about it. Let's be about it. This is Busted Radio Garage. Today is going to be transmission day. Well, that and, many other things. We got to get the fuel cell, fuel lines. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's live where we put Noisy Cricket's engine in, which is sitting way up there. So today is going to be interesting. We're going to see if we can get this transmission placed. That's not going to be the issue. It's going to be reaching the bolts, which are right here. I should have enough room, I hope. Fortunately, I got the lift, so I can take a little bit of advantage of that. And then we've got, the little slant 6 cross member here. And then I've got the V8 cross member there. So we should be able to make one of those work. If not, we will fab up a trans cross member one way or the other. We're gonna get this thing locked down. And then we're gonna have, my eyeballed rear end to drive shaft. And I've got multiple drive shafts laying around here. If not, we'll take one of them, have it modified to fit, and we will go from there. So anyway, it is gonna be a busy, busy day here. So I guess first things first, we'll get this transmission up on a transmission jack and see about getting it placed up in this old girl. All right, let's go find this transmission jack. I've got crap just everywhere in here. There it is. Good deal. Ugh. I need one with a longer handle on it. I mean, this thing's just, Come on, little buddy. All right, so I got the transmission jack over here. So first things first, we're just gonna go ahead and wipe everything out inside this trans case real quick, make sure it's good and clean. Got my torque converter sitting here, so we'll go ahead and get that placed in, get it down real quick, and we'll start wheeling this thing underneath here. Just wanna make sure everything's good and clean in here. Make sure no debris or oil, grease, anything is what I'm saying. Just get it good and cleaned out. Also gives you time to inspect and make sure there's no cracks or anything like that. Because as you guys know, we've rode the wall a couple times. Yes, we have, I know. Oh, mercy. Now we're gonna go in here the first time, right, little buddy? Huh? Is that what you said? My cart's wanting to roll. Let's see if we can wedge it against this trans. It's gonna want to roll. Let's get him up against something hard here. These things are wearing me out. All right, let me get this popped in here real quick, get everything transferred over to the transmission jack. I'll be with you in a few minutes. All right, cool, guys. So I got my transmission jack with the transmission. Obviously, the car's on the lift. Got everything kind of, sort of-ish in place. So I'm going to get back under here, adjust my transmission jack, get everything kind of lined up. We'll stab it. Got my bolts sitting here in the bag, and we'll start getting them in there. I want to get one or two kind of like in snuggish. All right, cool, guys. There it is. So we got everything lined up. I'm gonna go ahead and get my first 2 bottom bolts in. Try to get one top bolt in. We'll snug those up, and then we'll raise the lift and put the rest in. So good deal, Lucille. Come on, little buddy. We don't need you no more for a while. All right, heck with it is. I still have 3 bolts to put in. So we're gonna go ahead and try to do that from under here. Come on, Cricket. All right, guys, cool. So here we are back underneath. And I'm going to keep it 100% with you. Not going to lie. This is just a touch snug getting all these bolts in here. I mean, you might get a quarter turn at a time or something with a wrench, but it is surely a lot different when you're doing this with Homer. I mean, obviously, there's no front end on Homer, and I can reach everything from up top. But we're getting there. I really can't complain. So let's get the rest of this bolted in, and then we're going to tackle this trans cross member. But first things first, I'm going to have to loosen the front motor mounts just a tickle and raise this whole section, engine and transmission, up all together to get everything to bolt in right here. And that should level out the engine, which may create a gap up front to where we get the top 2 bolts in. Get out of the way. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get these motor mounts loosened just a tickle, so we can get in here and raise this whole section up without taking a chance on bending or breaking anything. And then once we get the trans cross member in and final bolt down, final mount, if you will, we'll come up here and final tighten down the motor mount bolts. And this will be all one bolted in system, right? So yeah, let's get these loose if I can reach them, you know, because I was an idiot and done all this, you know, already. But that's all right, that's all right. Am I gonna be able to get my mitts up in here? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, well, maybe. Yeah, I got it. All right, now let's see. Where's the other side? Oh, there it is. There it is. Now you stay right there now. You go, what? You didn't listen very well. I wonder if it will just loosen a tickle without having an impact on it. Oh yeah, that'll work. That will work, I'll take it. All right, now let's get this side. I just need them loose a hair. Just a tickle. I'm gonna try the impact. Wow. Now how did you get stuck in there? Jeez. Take that. I'll just get a longer extension. Will it work this way? Oh, I believe it will. There we go. All right. Now guys, the goal is to try to raise all this up and tilt it forward without tearing up anything. That's the goal. You know what I didn't do? Anybody want a gold star? I didn't put the trans blanket in. Daggone it. Yeah, gonna kind of need this, you know, rules. Can I get it up in here? Come on. Oh. That's money, dude. All right, now we can try to get this up in here. All right, let's try this now. This trans blanket's gonna be right in the way, but I got to have it. How much further we gotta go up? Oh, we gotta go up a country freaking mile. Do we have that much room to go up? Are we tearing up anything up here? See what we look like now. Well, we're getting there, but we got a ways to go, you all. I don't know. That's gonna be tight. I'm just taking my time, make sure we don't tear up nothing here. It's like the transmission's gotta come this way to the right as well. All right, cool guys, kind of a bummer moment, and I'll take you under here and show you real quick. All right, as a possibility, we don't have a drive shaft, so I'm gonna have to take and have one made, which is no big a deal. And then I've got my drive line set up here from my transmission to my rear end. So I've got that just about perfect. I mean, it's eyeballed, but I think it's gonna be close enough. I took one of my smaller drive shafts from the Monza and the Trans Am, and it's lining up pretty close. And then on top of that, I'm gonna have to make a transmission bracket, a cross member, is it, you know, here's the factory holes. And then the factory bracket is taking the transmission way up against the floor pan. And then the one off, like any of the like B bodies, like Cordobas, so on and so forth, it's way too big. So I'm just gonna go ahead and abandon this project for today. We got the transmission in. I gotta put the last two top bolts in, which is fine. So I'm gonna go back, jump back up on the engine, try to get it finished up, work my way inside, get my gauges, try to get everything ready for the electrical so I can get smoke over here. So let me go ahead and get the car back down. We'll abandon what we got under here for today, which is fine. I'll get some measurements for a drive shaft real quick. We'll make a call probably tomorrow and get a drive shaft ordered. All right, guys, I just got the last of my top transmission bolts in, and I don't know if you can see that little feller all the way down in there. Right there. Had to take the valve cover off and everything in order to get my fat fingers down in there. But anyway, we got it done, and I'm here to tell you that was a royal pain in the butt. Doghouse life. All right, so I got a bunch of other stuff I want to get done today, so I'm going to flip you around and show you. Well, obviously, I'm going to get that valve cover put back on. And then what I want to do is go ahead and get the fuel pump put on and get my fuel lines at least tossed up underneath the car so I can route them back the frame rail all the way to the trunk where the fuel cell is going to go. I want to get this overflow tank final mounted. Let's see, what else was there? There's a bunch of other panty-anty little stuff. Oh, I'd also like to get inside today and get the gauges mounted and find a place for all electronics, like the MSD box, switches, you know, all the crap I want to keep inside the car. Oh, and I got to get my coil mounted as well. So we got a bunch of little stuff yet to do underneath this where the hood's gonna be. So let's get to work. All right, guys, got the coil and the MSD box hooked up. Got the placement of the overflow tank ready to go. Got our fuel pump and lines hooked up. However, the line going to the tank is hitting the motor mount. So I'm gonna have to go in, call Summit, order a 22 and a 45 for 10 AN. So I can move around that, which is just freaking awesome. I love it. And then on top of all of that, our stacks are not gonna clear on this side because of this cover, which is fine. I can take the cover off and massage it or maybe notch it or just, I don't know. I'll figure it out. So we're gonna have to get the exhaust straightened out on this now. All right, I was gonna go ahead and set the fuel cell. As you know, I gotta cut a hole in the trunk pan in order to get these lines below the floor pan surface so I can hook up the fuel. And then I forgot that we got a big old bump here. So I'm gonna have to massage this down or cut it out and put in a new piece there. But anyway, so we gotta get that straightened out. And then I got to cut a hole in the body here for the kill switch so I can get all that out of there cleaned up and put in. And then we've got to go in and I've got to order a drive shaft and I got to figure out a transmission cross member mount. All these little things have just burned up all my time today, trying to make phone calls and trying to make things work and hunt up parts and go through scrap and go over to storage. And it's just been a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know, trying to figure out stuff, doodling on a bar napkin. It's just been good night of living. We're trying to shove, you know, 5 gallons of crap in a 2-gallon bucket. And it's filling up in a hurry on me, which is fine. It's just, it is what it is. Get impatient at times. I'm no different than anybody else. And then I got to figure out this issue. You know, I'm hitting the firewall here just barely. And getting down in here to my plug wires is going to be interesting at best. So I've got to figure out how to address this. Maybe come in with a whiz wheel and chop it out, or just leave it and let it ride. I don't know. It's going to be a short little video for you today. And, you know, I apologize. You know, things have just come up with trying to make things work, which we knew we were going to have those issues. But, you know, there's nothing you can do about it until you start trying to shove the engine in. But it's not too bad for the first day and a half or so. You know, trying to get this done and spend time with family and, you know, get through the new year and all that good stuff. But anyway, tomorrow we'll get back on it crack-a-lacking. I'll see if I can do something about the firewall and just stuff that I can, you know, I can handle here or until parts get here sometime next week. So, you know, it is what it is. So anyway, I appreciate you hanging out with us here on day 13 with the 30 days of BRG. Appreciate you watching. We'll catch you next time. Unfortunately, BRG out.